Hello, welcome to Inspire in Half an Hour podcast. My name is Ruth Aisi, and I'm really happy today to be talking to Mel Mendones. Mel is an artist based in the UK. I start by asking Mel how he got into art.
Hi, Ruth. Thank you for inviting me to your podcast. I'm not the greatest verbal communicator, so I needed to find a way in which to communicate. And so painting came naturally. I can't remember the first painting. I think it's been that long ago. So possibly over 40 years ago or so.
You don't look 40, so when did you start as a baby?
I'm closer to 50.
Oh, okay, well, you don't look it.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah.
I have shared that I have neurodiversity. And in terms of equality, diversity, and inclusion, which is my passion, it's important to know and to acknowledge that there are different types of communicators. Not everybody is verbal, not everybody is visual.
No.
My preferred method of learning is kinesthetic. That I need to be in the experience to really fully understand something and to grasp that.
I came to your art exhibition in Worthing and I found it just stunning. Lots of them had, different meanings and themes behind them, and I was just so fascinated to hear you talk about them. Apart from them being beautiful, they became even more, meaningful and beautiful once you sort of explained, the ideas and themes behind them. Could you tell me a little bit about, maybe about that exhibition first, or your artwork, that you're doing at the moment?
Thank you, Ruth. Yes, the exhibition in Colonnade House in Worthing, it was a retrospective over the last 2 decades and showing the development from what my art was like 15, 17 years ago compared to what it is now, and the evolution from there to what it is now. In terms of inspiration, my inspiration comes in multiple ways. And then in terms of the presentation of the art and engaging with the audience or the community, it's more about participative as much as a prescribed way of looking at art. So with you saying that you came in, you saw the art, and it developed into more conversational topics. And where's the inspiration from? Where do you draw insight into certain things? I think that's the bit where actually it's more about what you interpret as much as what I'm trying to express.
Okay, yes, that makes sense.
And it enriches the experience for everybody.
Yes. I remember 2 things, sort of like 2 paintings. The boat painting, actually. Do you remember that one that you had, the very big one? Can you tell that I was also fascinated by? If you could describe that and the meaning behind that one. Yeah.
The inspiration about it is about migration, and the way I depicted it, it's a longboat, and that actually migration has happened throughout human society, and it will continue to happen. The narratives that underpin that change at different times, but it's almost it's the understanding that it's here, it will continue. Let's have that conversation. The migration and people migrating, there's the immigration and emigration, but the richness with migration in that I think asking the questions about diversity,
Mm,
in a way, to me, being from a migrant family
mm,
um, and lived in experience, sometimes you want to connect with others,
mm,
and it's looking at cultural relativism
mm,
uh, that as humans, um, we're all different, but
mm,
also there are commonalities, there are similarities,
mm,
um, and it looks at respect,
mm,
due regard,
mm,
care,
mm,
understanding, asking questions to really
mm,
understand each other,
mm,
um, and celebrating it.
mm,
So the coming back to the boat, the it's quite a simplistic painting on aesthetically, but the
mm,
story behind it is
mm, mm,
uh, much more developed in terms of those that they're blocks, but they're different color blocks
mm,
representing different people.
mm.
We're in the boat together.
Yes, yes. No.
So my cultural roots are mixed, and both my parents are from the Philippines, but
Mm,
within that, the Philippines itself is a melting pot of different cultures,
mm, yes.
um, and they migrated to the UK from different
Mm,
positions. So my mum came here as an economic um, immigrant. My dad came here as a political exile.
oh, wow. Yes,
It,
yes.
and I think being born here, growing up here,
Mm,
there is that sense of otherness.
mm,
Do I belong here? Do I belong in the Philippines? Do I belong
mm,
in Spain?
mm,
Because further back in my history,
mm,
Spanish,
mm,
um, and recently my mum said I have Mexican as
mm,
well. There are so many similarities between
mm,
those cultures. Then
mm,
again, it comes back to the
mm,
similarities and the differences and respecting both.
mm. Yes. No, did your father, you're saying he was a political exile. It was during the Marcos regime, wasn't it?
Yes,
Yes.
1970s.
1970s, yes. Did he tell you a bit about his story? Was that something that sort of inspired you? Has he shared what happened? Why he had to leave?
Yes, so it was the Marcos regime in the
Mm,
1970s. Philippines um, at the time, historically, the impact of dictatorship.
mm, mm,
And if you are on the other side,
mm,
and um, if your ideologies are egalitarian
mm,
um, and free,
mm,
uh, whereas and sort of um, looking at how to challenge
mm.
is an interesting, and
Yeah.
curiosity is another interesting
S-
aspect to that.
Yes.
How far can you push that in a society that
Yes.
is a fledgling democracy?
Yes.
uh, so my father was effectively a freedom fighter. What happened because it happened over a period of time. So I
Mm,
think maybe 1988 was when they moved out of um,
mm.
or helicoptered out of the Philippines.
Yeah.
So I guess I don't really remember very young. I guess coming back to when we were talking about Marcos,
Yes.
um, that was probably the first time I really understood what was happening internationally via what was happening to my parents' homeland,
Mm.
because I used to come back from school and
Yes.
it was on the news constantly, and it
Mm.
felt sort of, I'm seeing it happening on TV. I'm
Mm.
not there, and I'm
Mm.
hearing, because my parents speak different languages.
Mm.
Oh, this is what's happening. How is it affecting family over there?
Yes, yes, yeah.
And so I thought, okay, this is really interesting. And
How
also,
old were you at the time, more or less?
I think I was about 10. Then.
Okay, yes, so you could understand. Yeah, yeah.
And so I'm starting to form my own ideas
Yes, yes.
through news around this.
Mm.
Is, and I know that um, my mum used to take us back there. I'd say 7 or 8 times we'd go back,
Yes.
but never with my dad.
And what are the things that are special that you really love about the Philippines?
Um, the people in the Philippines, we have a culture called kapwa, which
Mm.
is thinking about others. And actually,
Mm.
we're very, the Philippines is a very collectivist um, culture in that
Yes.
it's very much about people together. Um,
Okay. Yes.
and so the fiestas, which is another painting that was in uh,
Mm.
the exhibition where the celebration of
Yes.
um, living life together.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Uh, there's always people around that there's, and as part of people being together, brings about food,
Mm.
conversation,
Mm.
and we're humans, and so part of being human is
Mm.
being social.
Yes.
And so the more interactions, social interactions you have,
Mm.
um, I think the more the richness, the
Mm.
diversity, and I'm quite, in a way, I can see that through diaspora
Yes.
that it's spreading. There's a gentleness, there's a the friendliness, it's the recognition, the um, that's what I like about Philippine culture and
Mm.
being part of that. It's the and I don't. It's not exclusive to Filipino culture. It's
Mm.
human culture.
Yes. Yes. No, you've put it very well. Um, One of the things that also I find quite interesting, or it must be quite challenging for you, is actually balancing your passion with your with the business making money, because at the moment we're in sort of like, it's tough. We're in tough economic times. How do you find that balance between, sort of being true to your art and then looking at commercial interests?
Um, Great question. I think I at times I struggle.
Mm.
Um, I think it's for me. It's about authenticity, being
Mm.
authentic. I
Mm.
have gone through stages where I have looked at my art and it's almost been more about the production of art.
Mm.
But through the production of art, actually, what happens is that the quality of the art starts to um, reduce.
Mm.
And it's because perhaps at that time I'm looking at it from a um, sense of if not poverty thinking,
Mm.
much more I need to make money in order to live.
Yes, yes.
That
Yeah, yeah.
and it takes away from the beauty of art, and
Mm.
actually
Mm.
there's that conversation piece of is art exclusive or is art inclusive with respect to who's it accessible to? How do you develop things where art becomes much more available to as many people that
Mm.
how that do you look at things such as perhaps producing prints as opposed to selling the originals, because once you've sold the original,
Originals.
that's
Yes.
it. Where I'm developing is embellished canvas prints.
Mm. What, which is what? Can you explain that?
So they're not the original,
Yes.
they're unique pieces in themselves.
Yes.
What happens is that you digitize the original
Uh-huh.
onto a canvas.
Mm.
So you've got the original printed version.
Mm.
You, I then um, use the material that I used originally in the first one. So in
Mm.
this case, ink, to
Yes.
embellish that canvas. So putting further lines or
Mm.
color into the that canvas print. So, but then it's limited, and each one I'm looking at different areas, so each
Mm.
one is all individual.
Yes, yes. As well, I'm remembering again that other piece that you had where you said it sort of reflects when you close your eyes before you sleep, and all those beautiful colors that you had, sort of painted. And I could actually see that painting as being one that actually would help me rest and sleep and make me feel calm. Others
Thank
are,
you.
yeah. And yeah, I know you said that you're also a big believer in meditation and things like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that series. I guess I'm privileged and grateful that I'm able to go
Mm,
from um, one inspiration. So it's
mm,
phosphates, which is the much more meditative, reflective.
mm,
Close your eyes, and then once you open it, how to
mm.
interpret it and put it onto canvas. Because
Yeah.
I don't sketch. I go straight onto canvas.
Oh, right. Okay. Ah, that's interesting.
That that the phosphines collection, as with others, I can come back to at any time.
Mm. Yes, yes.
But again, through evolution, how does my first phosphine painting look compared to what my current
Mm,
phosphine
mm,
painting looks? I think the if not the narrative,
mm,
one of the building blocks to it is understanding where it's coming from.
mm,
So in the what I'm trying to encapsulate within that canvas is the meditative process.
mm,
So how I describe it is meditation in action. So
mm,
when
mm,
you're curating
mm,
a phosphine painting,
mm,
I'm moving the canvas around
mm,
through mindful practice. And
mm,
when you then look at the painting, it's much more about okay, this looks like a. I hear that it looks like a map.
mm,
Yes, it is a map. It's not a map of a geographical uh,
mm.
world. What it is, it's much more of a map of the mind, of
Mind. Yes,
mindscaping.
yes. Oh, that's,
It then
yeah.
takes you to
Mm,
places,
mm,
and it comes back to what you were saying about your own interpretation of art. And I
mm,
guess that's the beauty of art is it's
mm.
subjective and objective. But what can you get from it? And then having that conversation.
Exactly. Yeah.
I like talking about duende, which is a Spanish and Tagalog word.
Mm,
Really, what that is um, spiritual energy that it comes from the ground.
mm,
It, I guess another way of looking at it is the muse, where
mm.
sometimes when you're in the moment and you
Yes.
capture and you want to capture that, or for the energy to assist you in developing your creativity. I don't know when it comes, and
Mm,
it comes and it goes. Um, but it's trying to optimize it when
Mm.
it's with
Yeah.
me.
Now, do you manage to make a living out of your painting, or do you find, or your art, do you find that you have to do another job as well just to be secure
I
financially?
Yeah, I do have another job working within public sector
Mm.
to help with the art.
Mm.
I also think it enriches each other because my art is gradually becoming much more um, participative. That it's a reflection of society.
Mm.
Society
Mm.
and culture are important elements to the work, to the art that I produce, that I create. In the um, some of them is a direct when you look at it, such as the boat,
Mm.
a reaction to what is happening, or
Mm.
my
Feel
interpretation.
has been your major challenge, as an artist, or in your life generally? What are some of the challenges you've had to face, that you've had to get over to continue doing the things that you love, which is art?
Interesting, and thank you for that question, Ruth. I think it's some of the art pieces that I've created. There's points in the process of the creating of
Mm.
the art where I look at it and think, this is not, it's not working, and
Mm.
having to work through that. That's a
Mm.
challenge. But I know we talked briefly about do I um, create a number of paintings at one time or over
Mm.
time? Yes, and that's because of exactly the challenges.
Mm.
Sometimes I get to the point and I have to put it to one side
Mm.
because I don't know what the next steps are,
Yes.
and I have to come back later once I've figured out
Mm.
that's how I can overcome that. So the
Mm.
challenge in my art is almost the challenge in my life as well,
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah.
uh, and it's through overcoming the challenges in the art pieces that I'm able to think, oh, I can apply this to my life in general.
Mm. Mm.
And it's the flow between the two. Uh,
Mm.
and then once it's completed, I feel I have a sense of achievement, not in just
Mm.
completing the art, but actually what's the lessons learned.
Mm.
And that's what helps move me as a person. When you talk about learning curves,
Yes.
or those feed into those learning curves.
Yes, yes. I don't know, does you want to say anything more about the neurodiversity issue and the fact that you're neurodiverse, and how that has either presented challenges or actually helped your creativity?
I'm also neurodiverse, and neurodiversity is a relatively new term.
Mm.
Um, and I know we were talking about systems.
Mm.
When I was younger, I went to mainstream school, but I know that my mum used to pick me up on, I think it was Thursday afternoons, uh,
Mm.
halfway through the the school day, to
Mm.
take me to a speech and language therapy
Mm.
um, place because I had stammers and stutters.
Mm.
But that was just a symptom. It's not the root.
Yes, yeah.
And this is, I'm talking 40 years ago, and so the
Mm.
systems weren't in place, and very different to what it's like now,
Mm.
where it's gradually developing into okay,
Mm.
this is not everybody communicates in the same way.
Yes.
Not everybody processes information in the same way.
Mm. Mm.
I think, in a way, that's influenced my art because that was the way that I can
Mm.
express fully.
Yes.
my other ability
Mm,
was that because I had to find those ways myself, I also had to mask in society, in school,
mm,
with my
mm,
family, and so
mm,
on, in order to function
mm,
where I didn't feel different.
mm,
Yeah, I still felt different, and there is that disconnect. There is that sort of
mm,
okay. Um, the other part is my neurodiversity. When I look at things and when I try to speak, because it's not my preferred method of communication,
mm,
I see the images
mm,
first, and they float um,
mm,
across me, and I have to grab at those bits. And the bits I I need those mostly when I'm presented with abstract thought or concepts that don't come so easily to me,
mm,
or like a question. And even at some cases where I have issues on a practical level.
mm,
An example is if I go out
mm,
and I to eat, I have to go to a cafe or somewhere like that, and I'm presented with a menu. I
mm.
can't make decisions straight away because of the overwhelm. So
Yes,
I can't make a decision.
yes. And the other thing that we talked about when I visited was that you'd actually been to quite a few different countries to show your amazing artwork. Can you tell us some of the places that you've been to and what to exhibit your art?
Uh, yeah, thank you, Ruth. So I've exhibited in Spain,
Mm,
Madrid, a few times.
mm,
I've also exhibited in Venice. I also exhibit virtually as well. And my art also goes to different places. I would say that actually my art has probably traveled more than I have. Also, because I'm with some um, galleries as well, and I have a mentor.
Mm.
Are able to physically show my work in other places. So
Okay, nice. Yeah.
these places I've shown in New York in Times Square.
Oh, amazing. Wow, nice. Very nice.
Um,
Mm.
uh, Also, recently, other than Worthing, my art's been showing in Berlin.
Oh, oh,
Finished showing at Carousel de Louvre in Paris.
wow. Your painting behind you is also beautiful. I mean, did you want to talk about that one at all? Or?
Oh, thank you. Yes, please. So the one behind me is a new collection
Mm,
that I was developing over the course of this year. It's called Tierra Sagrada, uh, in or Sacred Earth, and it's
mm,
again a different perspective on the art.
mm,
This time, how do we connect to Earth?
mm.
How do we connect to each other? On the painting behind me is sunflowers.
I love sunflowers. I always grow them every year.
It's
Yeah,
such a happy, welcoming flower. It's almost sort of,
yeah,
if I was to describe it, it's almost the petals feel like they're coming out to hug.
yeah.
And the other thing with sunflowers is that
Mm,
during the day, um, where the sun is, the
mm.
sunflowers move, their faces move towards the sun.
Yes, yes. And it's just like a face, isn't it?
Yeah.
What sort of advice can you give to, aspiring artists or artists who are struggling?
um, I, I think the top one is to follow your intuition.
Mm,
For me, I like talking to other artists as well
mm,
because it means that you get um, to understand perspectives and stories and experiences. Art is a marathon, it's not a sprint. So
mm,
it's more taking time to develop. The challenges are there,
Mm.
to be overcome, to
Mm.
move to the next step in the
Mm.
in your career or in your practice.
Mm.
Um, I used to not accept that. I used to think,
Mm.
oh, I can't move. I mean, whereas actually,
Mm.
reflectively, I think it helps that those challenges are there because it means that you've got to a point of your own understanding, your own development,
Mm.
that
Mm.
the next stage to. And when they say that one door closes, another one opens,
Mm.
that's part of that. It's
Mm.
welcoming. Um, Another way of looking at challenges is opportunities.
Yes, yes. I want to say thank you so much for coming on the podcast. It's been really inspiring talking to you, and it's lovely again to have another glimpse of your artwork behind you as well. And wishing you all the best, Mel. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Ruth. Really appreciate it.